So this is a 1930 100 pengo from Hungary. The only year for this banknote is 1930. But judging from the condition of this, it doesn't even look like it's a 1930 because of it's in good fair condition. Other than unless like some of these good countries that kind of take care of their banknotes, I don't even know if or unless it's like uncirculated condition, but I don't even think U.S. money would look this good from 1930, unless it was just well thought out, taken care of. Unlike the Philippines, they ball up their banknotes, if you didn't know. But yeah, this is a 1930 100 pengo from Hungary. Its currency is from 1927 to 1946. And it was issued in July 1st, 1930, and it was demonetized May 6, 1946. It's 177 by 93 mm. So, this right here, I think, is Mattis the First on the right side of the note. He was king of Hungary and Croatia, which I got a banknote, which I'll be doing a review of that banknote coming up right after this at some point. So he was king of Hungary and Croatia from 1458 to 1490. During his reign, Hungary was the most popular state in Eastern Europe. He is one of the most important rulers in the history of Hungary. And this is the back. Hungary Parliament building in the center. Note value shown 3 languages at the center and three others at the right center. Century. So yeah, and I'm going to be reading some scriptures for today. Song of Solomon 1:3 through 5 and 6. The Solamite woman declares, I am black, but I comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kendar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun not look upon me. Deuteronomy 28. Children of God disobey commandments. Verse 68. Bondage and slavery, slave trade of Africa, which happened to the Israelites. Disconnection of Africa from biblical history. Ecclesiastes 7:20. Indeed, there is not a righteous man on earth who continually does good and who never sins. Acts 16:26. Luke don't say, but clearly the earthquake was an act of God in response to the prayers and praises of Paul and Silas. The Veiler understands this. Acts 29 through 10. Peter raises a disciple named Tabitha from the dead, and now Paul did the same in Eutychus, Eutychus. The Bible often spoke about suffering and hardship as integral parts of Christian life. Not something to be avoided nor cured through positive thinking nor declarations. Okay, I want to give a little talk about history as it stands now. I'll be reading this on my own. Concerns regarding Iran acquiring nuclear weapons focus on regional destabilization and an existential threat to Israel, the empowerment of Iran, proxy attacks, and potential for a nuclear arms race across the Middle East. Iran has expanded its uranium stockpile, enriching it to levels of suitable for weaponized, violating previous international agreements. So these key concerns: a nuclear-armed Iran could embolden its foreign policy, allowing it to act more aggressively in the region, using its proxy networks such as Hezbollah and Hamas to project power with the produced fear of retaliation. A primary worry is that nuclear Iran could pose a direct existential threat to Israel, and concern that has driven kinetic actions against Iran's facilities, according to analysis from Council of Foreign Relations. Experts fear that if Iran develops a nuclear weapon, it could trigger a proliferation cascade in the region, with countries like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt potentially seeking their own nuclear arsenals. So the IAEA has expressed concerns regarding past Iranian activities related to nuclear components development, high explosive and missile integration, indicating potential work on the technical aspects of building a warhead. Iran has moved beyond JCPOA mandated limits, increasing its stockpile of enriched uranium, including high enrichment uranium HEU, which has decreased the time it would take for potential breakout to produce bombs, and noted by the Congressional Research Service. While Iran asserts its program is for peaceful purposes, the buildup of its stockpile and infrastructure raises significant international alarm and has promoted discussions on how to prevent it from reaching a nuclear weapon, as noted by Wenyuan News and Chatham House reports. Would be shooting its own demise. So these are aligned with enrichment concerns, weaponization milestone, and nuclear cascade, and it's a threat to Israel. I mean, okay, let's see. For decades, the U.S. and the international commitment have mobilized to prevent nuclear arms in Iran, believing that nuclear weapons in the hands of the Iranian ragtime would directly threaten Israel's disability region and present a security risk to the U.S., Europe, and other allies. It's a security risk. Most risk Iranians have repeatedly declared that Israel would be wiped from the map. America's Arab and others such as Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, and others are deeply alarmed about Iran's aggressive regional policy and would feel increasingly threatened by nuclear-armed Iran. Indeed, Iran's military posture has led to the increase in arms purchases by its neighbors, and nuclear-armed Iran would likely spark a nuclear arms race in the Middle East that would further destabilize and violate in virtual region. The U.S. and the regional community have a vested interest in maintaining calm in the Middle East. Even as the U.S. has recently become a net oil export to its economy remains heavily dependent on stability of international oil markets, which still require the continued steady exports from oil in the Middle East. As Iran would likely further embolden Iran's aggressive foreign policy, include its deep ongoing involvement in Syria, attacks against Israel. Proxies include Hezbollah, Hamas, and other terroristic groups that sponsored by the rebellion insurgents in Yemen. Having nuclear weapons would embolden its aggression and would likely result in greater confrontations with the international community. Iran already has conventional weapons capability to hit U.S. and allied troops stationed in the Middle East and parts of Europe in terrain, and would allow develop nuclear weapons and threaten the process would increase dramatically. Iran is generally considered the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism through its financial and operational support of groups such as Hezbollah, Hamas, and others. Iran could even potentially share its nuclear technology and know-how extremist groups hostiles to the United States, Israel, and the West. So, when all settles out, best comes to worst, just fast and pray. I was apples out from here. Out.